Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
Hey, bub.
and today we're going to pause on our villain reviews to do a couple hero reviews. So, Dirk, not Wolverine, but Dirk and I have played every Tigra in every single aspect. I don't know where Dirk is right now, but so we thought we would. It's going to be a while before we get to Wonder Man and Hercules. So we thought this is since we're in between villain waves that we would re revisit the hero reviews. So we have two heroes that came in Civil War. So these are the two. So we got Tigra, and then we got Hulkling to review.
So yeah, I have had a lot of fun with these two heroes here. They both kind of offered a unique take on and new deck building and abilities that I thought were a lot of fun. I mean, I think of all of the different like waves or groupings of heroes that came together that were released together or whatever. This might be my favorite pair that got released together.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay, so yeah, after we review Tigra and Hulkling, then we'll get back to the next villain wave, which will be next evolution. But
All right.
meanwhile,
So her alter ego side is Greer Nelson. She's got a recovery of 3. She is a police officer, or well, just police, but police officer. And she can do undercover work. So this action is search your deck and discard pile for a copy of the Hunted or of Hunted, which is an upgrade, and add it to your hand. You can do this once per round. So this is, if you've already got something in your hand, got one in your hand or whatever, she's got 3 of them in the deck. We'll get to those in a little bit, but you can always get another one out while she's in a undercover.
right, and she's got a hand size 6, 10 hit
Yes.
points, and a recovery of 3.
Yeah, I forgot to say that.
All
Yeah.
right. And then the hero for Tigra, she's a 1/2/3. She's an Avenger. Each minion with a copy of the Hunted attachment loses guard. So again, we'll go over those.
Yeah, that's easy because I kept forgetting that.
And then she's got on the hunt, which is a response. After the player phase begins, draw one card for each minion engaged with you to a maximum of 3. That's amazing. Now, we're not going to go through all the Avenger hero or Avenger allies and Avenger like supports that any Avenger can have. We have a separate video for Avengers if you want to check that out.
Yeah, because I think that happens to be the number one team
Yeah,
currently.
yeah, it's a team that's
Most.
got the most cards for. But yeah, so we're gonna first go over her hero kit, and then we'll go over cards we think are good for Tigra in each aspect. So first of all, we got her signature
So
ally.
signature ally here is Moon Knight. So he's a 1 cost Avenger with 3 hit points. He thwarts for 2, he attacks for 2, and as a forced response, after Moon Knight enters play, you can search the counter deck and discard pile. And I love the fact that these let you check for both. And put it into play, search for a minion, put it into play, engage with you, and then you stun and confuse that minion.
Okay, and it's like, hey Greer, look what I found.
Yeah.
All right, then we've got a support here. Costs 2. It's Precinct HQ. It's a location. Alter ego action. Exhaust Precinct HQ. Remove 1 threat from a scheme and remove 1 additional threat for each minion engaged with you. Now you can have a lot of minions engaged with you. You only get to draw 1 extra card for the first 3, but if you got
Yeah.
6 minions engaged with you and you can keep them from like scheming and stuff, when you're down, you can remove 7 threat. Or even if a couple of them do scheme,
Yeah.
if you can overpower the much a threat that you're adding, that's pretty
I
nice.
think Dave and I have both had at one point in time with one of the various games we played at one point in time, we've had almost every minion from the deck in front of us. And that card has been just phenomenal.
Yeah. To the point where, if someone else is playing aggression and they're playing Hall of Heroes, it's like, I want to kill them. No, no, no. They're allowing me to
Oh,
remove threat.
absolutely not.
Yes.
All right, then we've got the Cat's Head Amulet. So this is a 2 cost artifact item upgrade, and it's a resource. As a resource action, you can exhaust the amulet, and you generate a strength resource for each minion engaged with you up to a maximum of 3. So again, very similar to the on the hunt action. It does have a limit of 3, but that's phenomenal. I mean, I do kind of I've always thought, well, I kind of wish that was wild, but as the strength, that's fine.
especially playing aggression.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Then we have 2 copies of Sharp Claws. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a weapon. When you make a basic attack, you can exhaust Sharp Claws. Tigra gets +1 to the attack for this attack, and you could choose the attack to gain Overkill or Piercing, which is really nice.
Yeah, and the important thing here is it's an interrupt, so the trigger on that you can interrupt, even if you have both of them out, you can actually only use one of those per activation.
But the fact
attack.
that you can overkill a couple, or things with annoying toughness, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and the piercing on that has been a lifesaver on me, because I've had a couple of games playing her to where everything was coming in because of an environment that was in play or something. Everything was coming into play with toughness, and having those claws out saved me with her.
All right. Then we've got 2 copies of a defense card, 1-cost upgrade, cat-like reflexes. It's a superpower, so like Def Focus could help. When you would take any amount of damage, discard cat-like reflexes, prevent 3 of that damage, and you may confuse a minion engaged with you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's confused and not stunned, but that's okay, because then you can actually go down, use the precinct, and not have to worry about him healing or stunning. No, scheming. That's it. Yeah, scheming on you. All right, now here is her bread and butter. This is the hunted upgrade. It's a 0-cost upgrade condition. And as an additional cost to play this upgrade, you search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion, put that minion into play, engage with you, attach this to it, and stun it. And remember, because of Tigra's ability, each minion with the hunted loses guard. So we love to take this, and we will pick and choose minions that we want to keep around for a while and try to kind of keep them locked out, so that they're not hurting the other players of the game. And a lot of times I will grab minions that have guard because they lose it with this on there.
Or if the minion has a really annoying when revealed power.
Oh yeah, that's the other
thing that's really
nice. Because you're putting them in the play, you're not revealing them. And then as an interrupt, whenever the attached minion is defeated, ready Tigra. And the cool thing about this is this doesn't matter who defeats that minion.
Yeah.
So you can block with her during the villain phase. Somebody else can defeat that minion before your turn, and you can still get on tapped and get on exhausted. So
as long as you get your card draw first.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have 3 copies of Tooth and Claw. This is one of our main attacks. It's a 4-cost event, attack superpower, so Def Focus can help. But the big thing is you can reduce the cost to play this event by 1 for each minion engaged with you.
Yeah.
So if you're engaged with 4 or more minions, this card's free.
Yeah.
Hero action, deal 4 damage to an enemy, and then deal 4 damage to an enemy. So it could be 2 attacks of 4 each on the same enemy, or you could take out 2 different enemies.
And what's cool is I've built decks to try to get with the intent of getting these into my hand as fast as possible, and I've been able to do that in a turn multiple times. It is so fun, and having multiple minions
and being free.
0.
I've play all 3 in one turn, and it didn't cost you 1 resource.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. All right, so then we've got 2 copies of the Feline Senses event. This is a thwart superpower. As a hero action, you can remove 3 threat from a scheme, and if this removes the last threat from a scheme, you can stun a minion. So this is one, you're an aggressive player, but you're going to want to try to remove that threat so you can stun with this, because that's phenomenal. It plays into her ability.
Right, and the more often you can stun a minion, the more card draw you can get off of. Off of them. So, all right, then we're going to go to her obligation here. Into deep, give to the Greer Nelson player. You may flip to alter ego form, choose, exhaust Greer Nelson, remove it into deep from the game. So it's standard from like the beginning of the game. Or each minion engaged with you activates against you. If no minion activates this way, into deep gains surge and discard this card. So you really don't want to be exhausted when you draw this card.
I actually turned up drawing this card one time when I had gotten exhausted by a previous treachery card. I think I got one for decking or something, and this just about killed me. I went from full health to like 2 health instantly, and I had stuff on me to actually buff up my health. That was no bueno. All right, so next we've got our signature minion here. This is the Hood. He is a criminal with 4 hit points. He schemes for 1. He attacks for 1. He has steady and villainous, and as a forced response, after he attacks, you're going to place 1 threat on the criminal underworld side scheme.
Okay, and you got 4 hit points. Then the criminal underworld Side scheme, it starts with 4 threat. Each criminal minion cannot take damage and its acceleration token, and of course the hood, and there could be other minions in this set. They're all criminals.
All right, then we've got the Hood's Mantle. So this is an attachment. You do attach to the hood, otherwise you're going to attach to the villain, but it gives the attached character +1 scheme, +1 attack. As a force response, after you make a basic attack against that character, you can spend an energy and a strength to discard this card. If it comes out as a boost, you're going to attach it to the hood, and if not, you're going to attach it to the villain.
All right. Then we got Madame Mask. Schemes for 2, attacks for 1, 3 hit points. She's a criminal. Surprise, surprise. When revealed, place 2 threat on the criminal underworld side scheme. Otherwise, find criminal underworld and reveal it. And as a boost, place 2 threat on the criminal underworld side scheme. Otherwise, this card gets +2 boost.
Right, and then the last one we've got here is, surprise, surprise again, another criminal. This is Jigsaw. Jigsaw's got 3 hit points. He schemes for 1, he attacks for 2. He's got Quick Strike. And after he attacks and damages a character, which is very likely, he's going to place 2 threat on the criminal underworld side scheme. So yes, these guys like to keep that out so they don't take damage.
Okay, so now we're going to show some cards that we think are good with Tigra. And again, like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, she is an Avenger. We do have a separate Avenger video that you could check out for cards that are good for any Avenger, like the Queen Carrier and Avenger allies and stuff. If we have an Avenger ally here, it's because we think it's specifically good for Tigra.
Yes.
So some of the might show up again. All right, so first we got Angela here. She costs 0 theme, 0 fort. Let's try that again. 2 attack, 3 hit points, Asgard Guardian, force response. After Angela enters play under your control, you can search the top 10 cards for an encounter deck for a minion and put it in play, engage with you. Shuffle the encounter deck. If a minion was not put into play this way, discard Angela. So again, every minion that Tigra starts a turn with, she gets +1 card draw. Now the minion that Angela gets will not be stunned like you do with the Hunteds, but this is a way to increase your card draw.
Okay, so this one doesn't actually increase the card draw the turn it comes in.
I understand that,
but because she gets it at the beginning of the turn.
Yes, I know.
Player phase, yeah.
But you keep that minion for the next turn.
It doesn't come in stunned. So,
but this card can help with that.
Yes. Spider Girl. So Spider Girl's a 2-cost ally. She is an Avenger with 2 hit points. She thwarts for 1, attacks for 2. But the important thing about her is after you play her from your hand, you can stun and confuse a minion.
Yeah, so you can stun and confuse the minion that Angela got. And then after that, you play Throg. He costs 2. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 hit points, Asgard Guardian. After Throg enters play, give him a tough status card if you're engaged with a minion.
Yeah, you don't have to wait till after you play that other combination because you're already going to be engaged with minions.
Yeah, I mean, most likely you've used Hunted to get a minion, but so Throg is really nice to be the defender for you,
Oh, yeah. Then now we've got here Bring It. So this is a 0-cost event, max 1 per phase, but you draw a card for each minion engaged with you. So this is in addition to the cards you drew at the beginning of the turn with Tigra's ability.
Then we got Chase Them Down, 0-cost event, response thwart. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So inevitably, you are going to have to take out the minions. So I thought the dog had moved.
She did. She's moving around again.
All right. Then this is a card that came with hers, but it's really good.
All right. So the coup de grace. So this is a 2-cost attack event. As a hero action, you defeat a non-elite minion with an upgrade attached to it. And of course, your Hunteds are upgrades. And then you ignore any when defeated abilities on that minion. So this one is phenomenal if you've got minions with particularly nasty when defeated abilities.
Yep. Or yeah, I mean, that's also nice for like like if you don't want the aim minions to increase the alarm level and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
All right, then we got Critical Hit. It's a 2-cost event. You can only play this if there's a side scheme in the victory display. So that's not too hard to do.
So just find me. I'll make sure that there's one in the game.
Yeah.
At least one.
After you attack an enemy and stun it. So, you could do 2 points of damage to... Oh, no, it's after you attack, sorry. So it's whatever you attack, you just might beat up on a minion a little bit so that you could stun it. Yeah,
this is great for if you've got bigger minions. You just pop them one time, stun them, and stick them around for a little bit.
Yep.
All right, then we've got Looking for Trouble. So this is a zero-cost event. It's a thwart event, and you'll discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. You're going to put that minion into play, engage with you, and then remove 3 threat from the main scheme. So not only do you get yourself a minion, it didn't cost you anything but this card to do it, and you're removing threat from the main scheme as well. So this is a phenomenal card for her.
Then we got Press the Advantage. It's a 1-cost event. Hero action attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. So yeah, especially the minion with the hunted, he's going to be stunned. So that's amazing.
All right, then we've got Savage Strike. So this is a 3-cost event. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but of course you could afford to pay for this with her amulet. But this is it's a skill event. As a hero interrupt, whenever you make a basic attack, you get +6 for this attack, and it gains piercing. So this is the way, if you've got like really big minions like the Thunderbolts or something that come in with toughness, you can take a good chunk out of them and still, leave them around, or you just kill something off outright.
Now, one combo I really like, because this is a card that came in Tigra, is using Sharp Claws and then choose the Overkill option, because this gives you piercing. So you have a tough minion, and then you turn around and you throw the Overkill. So when you're defeating the enemy, the minion, then you can do damage to the villain. And if that minion had the hunted, then of course you get to ready afterwards.
Yeah, you got Overkill, piercing, +7 attack.
Yeah.
Not counting whatever other things you've got to add to the attack. Right. And you get to ready. So, oh yeah.
And if you want to increase that attack even more, you've got this card, Skilled Strike.
Yeah, it's a 0-cost event. It's a skill. So as an interrupt, whenever your hero makes a basic attack, you get +2 for that attack.
Okay. This is similar to Looking for Trouble, but actually I like this one a little better. Spoiling for a fight. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you, and ready your hero.
Yeah, I kind of like to put both in there. So situationally.
But I think that one is better of the two.
Yeah. All right. And of course, aggression, especially these hyper-aggression characters, which of course, and Tigra. But this is, they love this card. So it's a 2-cost support, although she does keep the minions around, so she doesn't kill as many.
But eventually you
will. Yeah. So it's 2-cost support. It's an Asgard location, but as a response, after you defeat a minion, you get to place 1 glory counter here. And then as an alter ego action, you can exhaust this and remove 3 glory counters from it to draw 3 cards. And of course, if you've got enough of them on there, you can do that when you go down as well as when you come back up. So if you've got, depending on how your deck is built, you might not want to do it when you go down, because of course, if there's events or something, you're unlikely to be able to play them. But if you're trying to build stuff or whatever, or you've got a lot of cards out, that might still hit the table otherwise when you're an alter ego, it can be worth it to do it both.
Okay. So nothing is more annoying to Tigra than during the villain phase, when you're in the encounter phase, and everyone else gets a minion but her. So that's where this card can come into play. Target Spotter. It's a 1-cost support. It's Persona Shield. Uses 2 target counters. Interrupt. When a minion would engage a player, remove 1 target counter from here. That minion cannot activate until the end of the phase, and you engage that minion. Now, you could also have 3 copies of this, and you can make sure you've got 3 minions so that you can get a +3 card draw there in the next hero phase.
Yeah, and this is funny because this is one that came out in the Shield wave just previously before it. Yeah. And I love this card for Maria, but I was like, I'm not too sure there's too many other options to play it. And then, along comes Tigra to prove me wrong.
Yep.
Thor likes it too, by the way.
And now Tigra is going to do like her basic attacks a lot, especially with Savage Strike, and we had Skill Strike and all that in here. So this is a good card.
Yeah, so the aggressive conditioning. So this is a new card that recently came out, but this is a 3-cost upgrade. It's a condition. You can play it under any player's control. There is max of 1 per player, but you get +3 hit points, and your hero gets +1 attack. So it combines the not combat training.
Martial. Okay, it is combat training.
It is combat. So it combines combat training and an endurance, basically.
Yep.
And of course, you can still play those as well.
All right, then we got aggressive stance. So this is really nice for like when you get use your hunted. It's a preparation card, max 1 per player. Hero response: after you engage a minion, discard this card, search your deck for an attack event, and add it to your hand. So yeah, you play hunted, you grab a minion, then you can turn around and grab an attack card that you could use to for the minion, but you probably won't because they're stunned. But
Yeah, and this is one. This I've actually used a couple of them in decks with her or whatever, just because it's that good. I mean, yeah, it's maximum per player, but you're going to use this quick enough that it's worth having a couple of
but
them.
like the new minions got stunned, but you kind of play a game where like some of your older minions, you don't want them to activate against you.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll bring in minion number 4 because I've already drawn my 3 cards, and now I'll kill minion number 1.
Yep.
Because I'm can only draw 3 cards. So there's no advantage. There's advantage to have 4 for tooth and claw and the precinct HQ, but if you can't keep them all under
3 is the
control,
magical number.
yeah, 3 is the magical number.
All right, then we've got Battle Fury here. So this is a 1-cost condition upgrade. Again, this one play under any player's control, max 1 per player, but as a response, after your hero attacks and defeats a minion, you're going to do a lot of that. Deal 1 damage to your hero and discard Battle Fury to ready your hero. So this means that if you, and there are times if you've got a lot of minions out there that you're going to need to get rid of one of them that doesn't have hunted. So this is a way to kind of emulate the hunted a little bit.
Then we got Blood Rage here, max 1 per player. After you defeat an enemy with a basic attack, exhaust Blood Rage and take 1 damage to draw a card.
All right, we've got Combat Training. So this is a 2-cost upgrade skill. Under any player's control, max 1 per player, and the hero gets +1 attack. So this is a classic for aggression players.
All right, then we got an upgrade for a minion marked, attached to a minion, max 1 per minion. Attacks against attached minion gain overkill. Now, of course, you do have to manipulate, where you got to take them out. Now, I did not include the cards that can only be attacked when you have an upgrade, because like Hunted would work, because, a lot of times you want to keep them around. But eventually you do have to kind of cycle through them a little bit.
Yeah, and this is great because
any excess damage goes to the villain.
Yeah, and then so you don't have to use the overkill on your claws. You can instead use the piercing if you need it.
Right.
All right, then we've got Suppressing Fire. So this is a 0-cost tactic upgrade. Attach it to a minion, max 1 per minion. But as a hero interrupt, whenever you attack and defeat this minion, you heal 2 damage from your hero.
Yeah, that's just kind of a nice little way to heal. I mean, a lot of times I'm not planning on defeating the minions if I can keep them under control, but there's times where you have to. So I might only put 1 of those in the deck, maybe. It's just kind of an emergency little thing.
Yeah, but it's an upgrade, so you can leave it out till you need it. And especially, though, if you're using the Battle Fury and the Blood Rage, you're definitely going to be taking damage.
Right. And then the last aggression card we got.
Last one we got here is the Warrior skill. So this is a 2-cost skill upgrade. Uses 3 Warrior counters. There is max 1 per player. But whenever your hero attacks, you remove a counter from it, and that attack deals 1 additional damage. Because sometimes you need that 1 additional damage.
Yeah. So now aggression by far is it has the most cards, and actually we probably have almost as many aggression cards as we do the rest combined. But there's still a few cards in the other aspects. So for Justice, so that Justice is kind of the main focus of the cards that I was thinking of. Ends up confusing a minion. So it's really nice for when you go down to use your precinct HQ, you keep the minions confused. So we got Banshee here. He costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, aerial, X-Men, 3 hit points, response. After Banshee thwarts, confuse a minion.
Then we've got Dazzler here. So she's a little bit on the expensive side, but she could definitely be worth it. 4-cost ally. She's an X-Men with 3 hit points. She thwarts for 2. She attacks for 2. But after she enters play, you can confuse a minion.
Yeah, especially if you're planning on going down to use your precinct HQ. Yeah. You have her confuse the villain,
Or, yeah, confuse an enemy, not a minion.
Yeah, it could be a villain.
I think I said minion. It was enemy.
All right, then we got Eros here. He costs 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. He's a guardian. After you play Eros from your hand, confuse a minion for each mental resource you use to pay for him. So, this you can confuse a couple minions, or you confuse a minion and the villain, as long as you got some mental cards to pay for it. So
we've got Infiltration. So I love this card since it came out. We've used it a lot. We've abused this card. It's a 1-cost event. It's a thwart event. As a hero action, you choose any number from 1 to 5. You discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. You remove 1 threat from the scheme for each card you discarded this way. And then you will take and put a minion discarded this way from play into your hand, engage with you. So I love this card, but with Tigra, it's even better because you get that cherry on top that you get to put the minion into play instead of like so many other characters, you have to put the minion into play.
Yeah, now I almost always pick 5. The only time I won't pick 5 is if there's not 5 cards in the encounter deck, or the scheme that I'm working on has less than 5.
I'm still
But
picking 5. If I'm playing Tiger, I'm still picking
oh, for
5.
Tigra, yeah, I can see that. But if you don't have 5 cards from the encounter deck, then it may not be worth it. But all right, then we got Upside the Head. It's a 1-cost event. It's a skill. Hero response after your hero makes a basic attack and damages an enemy, confuse that enemy, and if that enemy is already confused, stun it instead. So this is pretty nice. If the minions are pretty powerful, you can confuse them, especially on a turn you're planning on going down to use your precinct. Or if they're already confused from, all these other justice cards that we've been showing, then you could stun it, which, stunning the minion is Tigra's best friend.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not easy to do in Justice.
All right, then we've got the interrogation room. So this is a 1-cost support location, max 1 per player. But after you defeat a minion, you can exhaust this to remove a threat from a scheme, not the main scheme, any scheme.
Yeah. Now this is a card I hardly ever do, but Tigra is going to be removing killing minions is just inevitable. So it's just a nice. It only costs 1. It's just a nice way to do a little thwarting.
Yeah, and to be honest, she's not the best thwarter out there.
Right.
Naturally.
But the precinct is amazing. But
it is.
You have to go.
That's 1 card.
You have to go to Alter Ego to do it. All right. Then I thought of this card, the Raft. It's a 2-cost support location shield. After a minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the tuck minion's printed scheme. Which is nice because your justice you need to be thwarting. But the next part is what it's really important for. If there's at least 4 minions here, deal 1 random minion here to a player as a face down encounter card. So you have to, you get to choose the player that's going to get it. And then that kind of guarantees that you're going to get a minion during the villain phase, which will give you an extra card draw during the following hero phase. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. So this is one that, almost always, if we're since it's come out, if we're playing a game that's got a character in it that likes minions, then we try to get that one into play because it's a great way to control that they make sure that they get them on a cadence.
Yeah, so for Tiger, we play it that way. But if Tiger's not in the game and there's a really annoying minion, if you can keep it under 4, you can keep them out of the game.
Oh yeah, because that'll get rid of like Thanos.
Thanos is not a minion.
No, they're not Thanos. Sorry, Ronan.
Yeah.
That'll get rid of the Ronan minion if he's out there.
All right, the last Justice card.
All right, so we've got the Prism Dust. So this is a 1-cost preparation tech upgrade. Max 1 per player, but after a minion enters play, you discard this, confuse that minion, and deal 2 damage to it.
Yeah, and yes, that would work with the Hunted. So you bring a minion out, you're going to do 2 damage to it, confuse it, and then, of course, it's going to get stunned because of the Hunted.
Yeah.
So now the minion is stunned and confused, and it has some damage on it.
Yeah, and because it's a hero response, if it's a smaller minion that you don't want to kill off instantly, you don't have to do it.
Right. But it would allow you to get one with a few more extra hit points or something if it's annoying to the team. All right, now we're going to move to leadership.
All right, so the first leadership card we've got here is Captain Marvel. She is a 5-cost ally. She is an aerial avenger. She thwarts for 2. She attacks for 3 and takes double retaliate. Or not retaliate, double consequential. But as a response, after she enters play, you discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If you discard a printed energy resource, you deal 3 damage to an enemy. And if you discard more than 1 printed resource, you also stun that enemy. So this is one that she is a little bit more on the expensive side. It does require you to get a couple of energies to be able to utilize that stun. But there's not a whole lot of, spoiler, there's not a whole lot of different ways to do that in leadership. So this is one way you can definitely take advantage of that. She is expensive. You do have to have the energy to support it, but if you can do that, she's worth it.
All right, and this is the leadership Angela. Hugin and Munin, 2-cost ally or allies, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points, Ariel, Asgard, and more importantly, Bird. Response, after Hugin and Munin enter play, you search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play, engage with you. Ready 1 character you control for each icon, star, and the regular boost in the minions boost area. So this is pretty nice because you could ready Tigra and, maybe ready, Moon Knight or something,
Oh, yeah.
Or you could ready the other player, I guess.
All All right, so then we've got Mirage here. So Mirage is a 3-cost psionic X-Men ally. She thwarts for 2, attacks for 1, but more importantly, after she enters play, you could choose an enemy whose scheme is less than hers and stun that enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, less than her thwart.
Yeah. So that's pretty nice, for you have a minion that lost a stun from the previous turn, you can re-stun him, which is always good. All right. And then we got a blurry card. There we go. All right. So we got Squared Off. It's a 0-cost event. Discard cards from the counter deck until you discard a minion. So again, looking for minions. Put that minion into play, engage with you. Then you get to play an ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 3.
So, and he's always a good option because he's less than 3.
Yeah.
But, there's other allies that cost more. So, I mean, you can definitely do it, but he's a good one too. He's fun.
All right. Then we're going to move to Protection.
All right. So the first one we've got here is Iron Fist. So Iron Fist is a 4-cost defender ally. He has 3 hit points. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 2. But he comes into play with 2 mystic counters on him. And as a response, whenever he attacks an enemy, you can remove 1 mystic counter from him and stun that enemy and deal 1 damage to it. So he is going to deal 3 damage to it. So you're going to want to make sure it's an enemy that can survive that. But that's another way to stun enemies that have lost their stun already. Keep them around a little longer.
I guess these cards got out of order, but that's okay. We have Iceman. He costs 3, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's an X-Men. Iceman enters play with 3 freeze counters on him. After a minion enters play, remove 1 freeze counter from Iceman, stun that minion. So again, keeping your minion stunned is amazing.
Yeah, this is the Hawkeye for Tigra.
Yeah.
All right, then we've got Patriot. So Patriot's a 3-cost Avenger ally with 3 hit points. Thwarts for 1, attacks for 2. But after you engage a minion, you get to give him a tough status card. You're going to be engaging a lot of minions with Tigers, as many as you can possibly do. So it's a way that he can help protect you if any of those get their stun removed.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice because, he defends for you on the villain turn, and then the hero turn, you use Hunted to grab another minion, which makes Patriot tough again. He's exhausted during the hero phase, which is fine. But then at the end of the hero phase, you reset, and then he can defend for you again on that following villain phase. So as long as you can keep at least grabbing 1 Hunted and keep 1 minion, you could have a permanent defender for you.
Yeah, we've seen him stick around for quite a while after he shows up.
Yeah, he came in Hulkling's deck, but he's really amazing with Tigra.
I think he's a better fit with Tigra, to be honest.
I do too.
All right, then we've got Siren. So she is a 4-cost aerial X-Force ally with 3 hit points. Thwarts for 2, attacks for 2, but more importantly, after she attacks, stun a minion. And it does not have to be the minion that she attacks. That's one thing I love about her specifically.
Yeah. And of course, she's got an amazing flavor text.
No. So.
All right, then we have Come Get Me, Bub.
That's what I said.
No, that's what I did. That's a tactic, hero action. Discard cards from the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you, heal 3 damage from your identity, and give yourself give your identity a tough status card. So it's like, okay, yay! I get a minion. I can heal and get a tough, and that minion is stunned.
Yeah, and the important part here is the heal is after the arrow, so you don't have to actually heal, and you'll still get this tough status card.
Right, but it's an added bonus.
Yes. All right, then we've got First Hit. So this is a 1-cost attack event. As a hero action, you can deal 2 damage to the villain. And as a hero interrupt, whenever a minion initiates an attack, you can deal 2 damage to that minion. I think this is a phenomenal one for Tigra, especially because then, if she's got minions that have gotten through, she can pop this off and kill them before they actually hurt her. Because it's when they initiate. So you're dealing your damage before they do.
All right. Then we got Never Back Down. When you defend against an attack, you get +2 defense for this attack. If you take no damage from this attack, stun the attacking enemy. So this is really good against a minion. Oh, yeah. It's amazing against a villain, but for Tigra, you would want it for a minion. Although you are exhausted, and she does like to use her basics a lot, so you'd have to hopefully have a tooth and claw in your hand or something so that you could ready, a stun minion or something.
All right, then we've got Tackle. So this is a 3-cost attack event. As a hero action, you stun an enemy, and if you paid for this card using a strength resource, you deal 3 damage to that enemy. So the great thing about this one is you can pay for it with your amulet, and you're dealing the 3 damage as well as the stun. But if you want to keep the enemy around, don't pay a strength resource, and you can still stun it without dealing damage.
All right. Now we have Astonishing X-Men as a side scheme. player side scheme, cost 1, victory 0. After an X-Men character defends against an enemy attack and takes no damage, remove 1 threat from the scheme. So you would want to put some X-Men allies in, especially like Polaris. She's amazing for this. We'll put her on the screen. When defeated, you get to stun and confuse each enemy in play, and it only has 5 threat.
Yeah, so that's the important part.
That's
right
the
there.
important part. But you can get an added bonus if you throw an X-Men in there.
Yep. All right, then we've got Anticipation. So this is a 1-cost preparation upgrade, max 1 per player. But when you engage a minion, you can discard this to ready your hero, because that is the one thing, especially if you're playing protection and you're blocking a little bit more than you would with some of the other aspects. This gives you the ability to do that and still ready.
Now, I didn't build like a perfect defense for her, but she has a 3 defense. So she's going to have high defense.
Yeah, she could easily do it. It's just, It doesn't feel like the best use of her power.
But, being able to improve her defense up a little bit is nice. So we got Armored Vest here. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control. Max 1 per player. Your hero gets +1 defense.
But if you want to do one step better than that, for 2 costs, you can play a defensive conditioning. You can play this under any player's control, max 1 per player. You get +3 hit points in addition to that +1 defense. So you play the 2 of those together, along with an endurance, you're going to get 6 hit points and 2 defense.
Okay. Then we got Pin Down. It's a 0-cost upgrade attached to a minion, max 1 per minion. Attached minion gets -2 to the attack. So yeah, you just put this on there, and then it's like, oh, who cares if they're not stunned? Especially if it's a minion that does 2 or less damage, you could just, have 3 of these in your deck, and you could keep your 3 minions engaged with you the entire game to get the 3 card draw, and you're going to take no damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is a phenomenal card for her.
Right. And then even if a gang up comes out, it's like, oh, so what? So the villain's going to attack again.
Yeah. And then you're not having to worry as much about stunning.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you have that, then you don't care about the stunning. Then you can just apply the stun to the villain.
Yeah, because you could also put this on one that's got a hunted on it if you really wanted to, but I'd rather do one I plan on killing so I get ready.
Yeah.
All right, then we've got the stun gun here. So this is a 2-cost upgrade. It's a tech weapon, restricted. So you do have to take that into account whenever you're building. But it uses 2 charge counters. As a hero action, you can exhaust it and remove 1 or 2 stun counters from it. If you remove 1, you stun the minion or stun a minion. If you remove 2, you're going to stun the villain. In Tigra, you're almost always going to choose the minion option here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another way to keep all the minions stunned.
Yep.
All right, now we're moving to Pool. And this is a card I don't think I've ever played except for maybe Precon.
Yeah, I played it once whenever I was trying to build I intentionally wanted to build everything Pool, and I think that's the only time I played it. It did not make my full-time list for Pool.
Yeah, but she costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, and of course all Pool allies take no consequential. She's got 3 hit points, but when she's defeated, you can defeat a non-elite minion, and comes in with an amplify. So, I mean, it's a way to get rid of a minion, and if that minion has the hunted, then that could ready you. So
yeah, and I mean, great thing is she can still thwart it whenever she's not. So she's got something to do because she's not taking the consequential. And the amplify isn't the biggest thing in the world.
Right.
So, all right, but then we've got Cut Upper. So this is one that did make the keeper list. It's a 3-cost event. You can, as a hero action, you can deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. Normally, we're using this on the villain. But if you've got bigger minions, this is a great one because then it'll stun them as well as dealing the damage to them. So as long as they survive.
And now this is what was that protection attachment called? Pin Down, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Pool version of Pin Down. So of course it's a little rougher. Distraction, 0-cost upgrade. Attached to a non-elite minion, max 1 per minion. Attached minion cannot activate, but it's a crisis. So you kind of want to coordinate with your Justice player.
Yeah, make sure your Justice player's got some way to handle it if you're going to use this on to keep your minions.
Yeah, but you could put 3 of these on there, and you could have the minions locked for the whole game.
Yeah, you could.
Just as long as the Justice player can get around the crisis.
Yeah, this works great with us because we don't need to know who we're going to be fighting. We just need to know, hey, Justice player, I'm putting distractions in my deck. You're going to want to put in crisis.
You want to play Crisis Averted, and you want to play as Shadowcat.
Yeah, and you want to be able to play Overwatches as well.
Yeah.
You can remove it from the sides too.
All right, now we're going to Basic.
All right, so the first one we've got here is Mockingbird. So she's been around since what, the base game? Yeah, she has a 3-cost shield spy ally with 3 hit points, but she thwarts for 1, attacks for 1. But the important part about her is after she enters play, stun an enemy.
Okay. Then we got Professor X here. He costs 3, 3 thwart, 0 attack, 3 hit points. Psionic X-Men. Force response after Professor X enters play, choose 1. Confuse the villain, which is nice if you're going down. Stun a minion, which I think is the most important for Tigra. Already an X-Men character, which doesn't help Tigra at all. But at the end of the round, if Professor X is still in play, discard him. So yeah, for being able to, another way to stun the minion. So between Mockingbird and Professor X, you can keep those minions stunned.
Yeah, and that 3 thwart on him is pretty sweet too. All right, then we've got Vivian. So she is a 2-cost aerial android champion with 2 hit points. She thwarts for 2, attacks for 1. She does take double consequential of the thwart, but as a hero response, after she enters play, you're going to choose an attachment, a non-elite minion, or a non-permanent side scheme. And until the end of the round, you're going to treat that card's printed text box as though it were blank, except for traits. So this is a great way if you've got a particularly nasty minion out there. You can blank that out and keep it around for an extra turn, or she's got so many other uses, like with the non-permanent side schemes, the attachments, anything.
But the main thing I think is if you have an annoying non-elite minion that has some kind of ability when he activates against you,
so you can shut it down for
shutting it down, which is nice. And Tigra has a lot of superpowers, so I thought of this card: Def Focus, 1-cost upgrade, max 1 per player. As a hero action, exhaust Def Focus, reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1.
I love setting it aside for that card right there. It is an upgrade, but it is a superpower, and you are going to play it frequently.
Yeah.
So I love that. So it pays for that one.
But like if you only have 3 minions and you got Tooth and Claw, so Tooth and Claw is still going to cost you 1. So
it can help you pay for that as well.
All right. Well, so that was Tigra. Tigra is very fun. I really like her ability, and I think aggression is probably her best aspect, but protection is probably her second best because you could do the perfect defense or just doing the tricksy way to keep the minions from activating. You can come up with some fun stuff.
She is fun to play in pool.
Yeah. And you can still play her in Justice and Leadership, of course, but I really enjoyed her, I think, the most in aggression.
Yeah, as far as she reminds me a lot of the Wolverine character, which is kind of why I chose this mask in particular. But because of how it doesn't matter what aspect she's playing, she's an aggression character.
Okay.
And she plays very much like it.
All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.